Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right. See my caption coming up, so we can make sure that that's good. About to get started momentarily. Just trying to get the things done while I'm a little bit. Hopefully, everything looks good on the front. Sometimes this thing acts kooky when trying to set up and stuff. So fired the truck up, let it run, let it run. For some reason my frame rates was all crazy when I was driving the other trucks, the other wreckers. So now I decided to just run this one until I can find out what's the deal. More likely it's probably not on my end. Because if I'm able to run this one, then it shouldn't have been a problem. But now it is with the times the poly be too much in some cases. Be bouncing in and out of the stream. I'm got some things going on in the in the background, so I won't be able to just stay right here until I make sure things is together. So, my apologies in advance. But once I know that things is together, then I continue on. I make a note, time limit all day and trying to enjoy it. tough on me a little bit. Now, the thing about it is the strobes work on here. See my point? Now, I think I had stressed that. Hopefully there's an update for it. And then I even got my own little lights on there too. That I had mod that I had years ago. Plus, air brakes work. Most craziest thing. Everything started working after a while, you know. 'Cause at first I couldn't get a lot of this stuff to work, and now it works. So, you know, like I said, sometimes it just depends on how the game feels. That's pretty much it. So we're gonna let the truck warm up a little bit. I'll be right back. quick. Be right back. Stop right here. I'll be right back.
Well, make good incomes. Well, some of them went just to go have parties for 4 years. But you know where I'm headed with this, so I'll hush. I don't need to say any more.
It's raining here.
I know, it's raining here too. How about that?
Right. Well, we had about a quarter of an inch this morning, starting around, I don't know, probably about 5 or 6. When I got up at 6 o'clock, it was raining then. And it's still kind of a little steady rain here. Heavier than a drizzle for sure. K4GO.
Yep, and it will cease here sometime this morning, they said, and then may have wraparound storms this afternoon from that front. Not front, but that, it was can't remember, it was a low pressure area. Anyway, the storms that came in from Texas.
NKP. Yeah, I see the price of natural gas is really, really going up. I think it was over $9 the other day. And that's a far, far cry from when it was, down to 3 or 4. Yeah. I think people's heating bills may be quite a bit higher this fall and winter. And yeah, you're right, David. I mean,
how long, that's exactly how I'm gonna do stuff now. Because time is very limited, and so to plan a lot of stuff. So I didn't. I still have to limit what I'm doing physically until I can figure out another move. Work is sort of more than a notion now. So that's the way it is. I mean, I'm sure it's like that everywhere. It's like that everywhere. All you can do is just be optimistic about it. I would call part of my therapy that I've created. I have a lot of people that's doing a lot of stuff to sort of vent out or use things as a hobby and things of that nature. I think we can turn this daylight. We got 18 hours. It's only like an hour to go, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up to 6 hours. I mean, 600 hours. There we go. So my hours off. I might put only hour and 11 minutes away. I did create a link tree. I didn't get a chance to put it in the description or put it in the chat. I think I sort of lost my password or whatever, so I have to look back into that and figure out another move in regards to that. But even with streaming across multiple platforms, I sort of have to be creative still. So good thing I can actually upload a lot of my videos here, and as well as Twitch, and then share it across other platforms. So doing the best I can. Need all the support I can get. The more, I know a lot of people are working now, so I would have been working. But a couple people have been coming in on their off days, but I just can't do that. I'm sorry. You all are working me like a dog. I can't do it. I mean, I did it before. I had to work a week and a whole. I think it's gonna be a long time before I actually do something like that again. And the way this stuff is coming back and forth, so we're supposed to have stayed Monday over, and I guess the majority ruled, so that didn't work out. And I think they would have set us up for the rest of the week, but how that goes. other records. I found out there's some other records that I can acquire sort of watch myself and dealing with that because a lot of times, even with the two records I got, they're good. They're good. It just sometimes you can't. There's a lot more going on in game now. Ooh, man. Crashing like left and right. Sorry. Well, it looks like you have to deal with my insurance company. But at the end of the day, as a content creator or technically speaking on behalf of all content creators, we do what we can to entertain and give people an outlet to be able to express themselves. I was looking at one of my streamers, his name, something USA. He was a firefighter. And kind of find out this is like old stuff, but I was like, wow, he actually was able to save a fellow firefighter's life because they were going through some things in their personal life. And you just have to sort of be careful. You have to sort of be sympathetic. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, and then some people can't just deal with certain things. Alright, we're gonna auto park that. Oh no, we can go on and float it in there. Auto park that. Let's see if we can find us another load on there somewhere. Oh, nope. Can't get that. Because it's gonna drag. And I even experimented trying to actually haul this stuff, which the legs don't actually go all the way up. Well, they do go all the way up, but they just, it's sort of like it sits down further and then it just creates damage. So I already tried it. I mean, that would have been an idea to do, but sometimes, just gotta go with what you can do. I think I'm gonna have to quit travel somewhere else. I haven't been to Washington in a minute.
radio. My goodness, I'm so surprised. Good morning, stranger. Jamesport.
Hey, good morning, Frank, on this rainy, soggy bottom day. Yeah, I just came down. Eve, I'm flying solo for the next couple days. Eve is watching our daughter and son-in-law's kids for a few days while they go on a little retreat for their anniversary. And but she's going to be bringing my dinner here in the evening. So, and then my sons live close by, and so, anyways, saw her off and came down and said, well, let me crank up the radio here. I plugged back in my Kenwood. I was using the Anytone for a few times the past several days, but how you doing?
Well, doing pretty good. I can't complain. Just rainy, and everything's wet over here as well. But no thunderstorms, but we may have those later today they're talking about. So we'll have to remain, we've never heard this before, weather aware.
My HTs are all charged up, and my emergency battery box is, I keep it charged at 80%. I say not to keep it stored at 100%, so, so if it looks like it's going to get bad, I can plug it up in, and 80% will last, if I use it for the TV upstairs and internet and the lamp up there, it'll last for 10 hours, I guess. So I should be good to go. But yeah, look at the radar when I got up because I heard, thought, well, I didn't think I heard, oh, it's raining. So I looked at the radar and I had to take a double, triple look. I said, holy cow, the whole screen is green with, spots of yellow in it. But yeah, we're in some kind of pattern for the last several days, and the other day or yesterday when I heard the forecast, looks like it's going to be the same ditto for the next couple days. KF4 VQA.
Well, the last couple of days here has been real nice. Yesterday was nice, and the day before I cut grass, and well, Sunday and Monday weren't the best on earth, but I'm thinking they're talking about more rain tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? It just depends. They can predict it, but it's up to somebody else to make it happen.
And I forgot what I was going to say now about the rain. I had another thought in my mind, and then I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, the rain is, and the temperature-wise, like last night, I got enough to get something to drink at about 2 o'clock. And I said, gosh, it's still pretty warm. Went upstairs because we keep the AC, warmer when we're not up there at night. And I said, man, it is warm. And I looked at my phone weather app, and golly, 2 o'clock is still 74 degrees, and probably humidity. Oh, now I know I was going to say, yeah, we commented about the other day, it was nice, and yeah, yesterday or the day before, one of them, it was nice, and the humidity wasn't all that bad, and blue skies, and a little bit of a breeze, and I said, man, this is nice. But yeah, today is monsoon again. But anyways, I got a technical HF antenna question for you on the next go around. Back to you, Frank.
A question? Oh my goodness! No, I'm being facetious. I'll be more than happy to help you. Does Marty ever get up in the mornings now, or does he sleep till about 11 or 12 every day? I'm just curious. And back to you, Jeff.
Talk with Marty was that afternoon when Trey was in here, and you and me and Marty, and I think James was in here for a little bit, but that was the last time. But anyways, the question I have is, my setup here, and then I have that off-center fed dipole, and the long leg goes to the garage, where I have a PVC pipe holding to raise that leg up, and the balun is at a tree right in front of our porch. But and his soon-to-be fiancee, might as well call her, they have their big fifth-wheel RV pulled up to the garage, and it's not right under that one leg of the dipole. It's a few feet away, and then the wire is probably about maybe 8 feet above that. But I haven't used my HF because I didn't know if transmitting the 100 watts, if it would radiate anything that would mess up like their electronics, or if it's safety-wise, if that's too close to transmit. So I hadn't transmitted anything in HF because I just was not sure. What do you think? Thank you, Frank.
Well, is their trailer grounded to a ground rod or something like that? That would help. But there are the formulas online you can go to and plug in the frequency of operation you want to operate on, and the antenna type and all that. It will tell you the distance you need to be from one of those creatures called a human being.
That's why I thought, well, Frank would know. But yeah, just to be on the safe side, one day when they brought it here, I think the next morning said, "Oh, I'll get on the HF or the Navy Net," and I go, "Oh, wait a minute." And I looked outside and said, "I don't know." So I'm glad I was cautiously decided not to. But yeah, their RV is not grounded. So right now they have it plugged into an outlet. They have a 50 amp RV, but then they got an adapter so that they can plug into a 110, 120, whatever outlet, and then it just does 30 amps for the RV. Oh, my phone made a funny noise. Probably nothing. But anyways, thanks for that info, Frank. I'll look that up. Back to you. KF4VQA.
Found one at ARRL. What's the gain of that antenna?
Do not know. It's the off-center fed. It's got that double coil box type balun, and it's about 16 feet up in the air, and it's running horizontally. So, and I'm only doing 100 watts. Actually, I only do 95 watts. I've never actually set this radio, the Yaesu H7. I would keep it at 95 watts output. So that's about all I know. That's the antenna that I bought from David Rod, probably about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. That probably doesn't help you though. What do you think?
And to get an idea about the off-center fed dipole, trying to see the gain on it. And I also want to know the frequency of operation.
The 40 meters, the 7.245 frequency. Occasionally I'll get on 20 meters, but mostly the 40 for that Navy Net. And then I may move up a little bit to 7.251 for South cars. That's about the only two I do on 40 meters.
Figuring for that real quick. And according to that, they should be good. If the gain is 1-to-1, I'm going to put my other glasses on. I'm having a hard time reading.
Well, I shouldn't chuckle, but I feel your pain. I know. Sometimes I go, that magnifier's not working, so I get my heavy-duty magnifiers, and then if that don't work, I go to the machine.
About their other things, but they should be good. We're talking maybe a foot for which that is, uh, the safe distance in feet would be just slightly less than a foot. So they should be okay.
And that kind of makes sense. As you're telling me that, I was thinking, well, like on the mobile unit, and the 50-watt mobile unit with the mag mount on top, you can be, if you're outside the car, you can be kind of close. I mean, not right up leaning against where the mag mount is, but, and so, okay, that works. That makes me feel better. And I was kind of thinking that, but like I said, I just was being cautious. I didn't want to transmit, and then they come out of the RV. Hey, Dad, something's going on. Our hair's standing up on end. So, all right, well, I appreciate you looking that up. I really do. KF4 VQA.
Well, no problem. And if you run 50% duty cycle, which, is like a minute on, a minute off, whether it be speech or digital, then that's 1.3 feet. So, and with the gain, I put a gain of 5 in there, which we know it's not. Just to make worst case scenario, and you're good to go.
On those nets, check in, you give your club number, then they call you, call you back, identify you, and then you give, the local weather report and anything that's going on. And so that's what I wanted, like, 30-second, a minute at the most. And then on South cars, the same thing, give your call sign. Well, actually, the suffix, then they call you to make a list. Well, even on South cars before, I believe. And so, yeah, just probably no more than a minute, and then I just monitor some of the other frequencies. So, yep. Thanks again for looking that up. I can crank up, and they changed the hours on the Navy Net. It used to be 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time, but that New Zealand foreign broadcast was knocking us all out, but it stops at 8 o'clock. So they're going from 8, let me see, 8 to 9:30 or 10 if it's still real active in that. So, but like I said, it's been over a week since I've had the HF on, so maybe the New Zealand broadcast went off the air about some 6 weeks ago. But boy, that sure is annoying, as you know. KF4 VQA.
I agree. It is annoying. I'm going to take about a couple of minutes and run up and freshen up my coffee cup because I looked inside it and I could see the bottom. When we had our cat, if he could look inside his food bowl and could see the bottom, even if it was just a tiny little bit of the bowl, he would have come to the door and holler for us and holler for us. When we'd come down, he would trot over to his food bowl, look in it, not eat, but look in it and look up at us a couple times, meaning I can see my food, or the bottom of the bowl. So I'd take my fingers and move the food around and cover it up, and he'd go to eat, and he was fine then. I'll be right back. KN4QJ.
Okay, I'll be here. Yep, yeah, I'll tell you about the new kitten that we got. All right, I'll catch you in just a minute. KF4 VQA.
apparently acclimated to your home and you, and that's his way of showing things. And our cat, Smokey, when he was alive, he liked to watch cartoons with the boys when they were smaller. He'd watch cartoons. That and animal shows. Oh my Lord, if there's an animal show on, he was right in front of the TV. Tickled me one time, I showed an elephant, and the camera panned down toward its legs. He backed up a couple feet and was stretching his neck, looking up over the TV to try to see the elephant's face again. I thought that was priceless. And then another one, we were watching a show, it was about sharks, and a shark on the screen swam off from left to right on the TV screen. He went to the right of the TV to try to find that shark. I thought that was funny. Back to you, Jeff.
Amused, that's for sure. And I like watching. I hadn't watched it in a while, but our oldest grandson, when he spent the night, we watch animal YouTube videos, and he likes watching when elephants attack. You know, the African elephants with when they open up or fluff out their big ears, and so he enjoys watching that. And we talk about them at the end of the cat. Was at the end of the day, he had him holding the cat, and had him look at himself in the mirror, and he's like, hey, whoa, and he's trying to back up out of our arms. What was that? What is that? And so yeah, it's pretty funny. He'll get on the ledge where the TV is, and he'll be looking at the TV, and like he said, he's running like, what is that? So yeah, they keep you busy. It's always fun. I forgot how much fun it is. I didn't really like cats until our kids were young. And then seeing TVs, Corey, okay, Momo is yours, he'll stay. Back to you, Frank. W3BLC.
Hey, Ben, good morning. Well, Jeff, that's funny. Yeah, we always enjoyed ours, and he lived to be 23 years old before we had to have him taken care of, and several dogs and what have you. But anyway, Ben, good morning to you, and go ahead and pick it up, and you will pass it to you-know-who, Jeff.
Well, good morning, Frank. Good morning, Jeff. Hopefully you guys are doing well on this damp morning. I'm headed out to Wally World to pick up a couple of supplies that we're about out of, and still trying to get over this cold or whatever it is. It's just 3 weeks now that I've been suffering with congestion, and it's not the flu, and it's not COVID, and nobody knows what it is. Paul was doing a little bit better now, but haven't been to see the grandkids in a while, so we're going up to keep one of them, two of them tomorrow. Over to you, Jeff.
Good to hear you, my friend, and sorry to hear you. Having a problem with the kitchen calling it not COVID or the flu. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to you in a while, but in June I had COVID, and I took it pretty carefully, and my doctor was booked. watching the news while we have these rainy periods that last. And well, the mold spores are, if you've been noticing, what you're experiencing, and I am too a bit, but I got my Flonase spray, which really helps me. And but yeah, back when I had it first, I could have been on the local news there, Ben. But yeah, we've all heard that as time went on, when it started, it was probably here quite a bit before we recognized COVID was here, or I should say the China virus. There you go. Go ahead, Ben. KF4VQA.
Over to you, Frank.
Can you believe it, Ben? Me and Jeff been talking here for quite a while, and you come in, and he automatically, he just don't want me to talk anymore. Taken y'all. However, you're not my family. Well, you're my radioactive family. Nope, this was a family vacation, and while on that vacation, my son and I went on an 8-hour deep-sea fishing trip. That was the fishing. We didn't fish every day, just one day, happened to be his birthday last Thursday. In fact, last week today. And as of this time last week today, we had just arrived. Oh no, we were already fishing for fish out 32 miles out about this time, and caught a mess of yeah. Hang on here, let me think about it. Golly, I'm having a brain freeze. Go ahead, Ben. I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah, Jeff. He spent so much time fishing, he can't keep his fishing line straight now. We know you went fishing when you were down there, Frank. Anyway, I have destinated at Wally World, but I'll check and see if you guys are still talking when I get back out of here. But you guys have a wonderful day, and stay on the dry side of the door today, and just behave since Eve isn't there to keep you straight. Over to you, Jeff.
Yeah, she left me alone, so I'm in double trouble mode. But hey, it's been super great talking with you, Ben, and hopefully you get feeling better real fast. So we'll catch you later. Go ahead, Frank.
73, Ben. Doubt I'll be here. I'm gonna, Jeff.
My mic works. Just turn it off. See
So I'm
button,
gonna say
whatever.
73 to both of them.
I'm gonna keep it muted out.
Upstairs and take care
Hope you
of that
enjoy the
problem
CB
I
chatter.
just developed.
All
73,
right.
I have thoroughly enjoyed it this morning. KN4QJ.
Okay, Frank. Yeah, it was fun this morning, that's for sure. And thanks again for the info, the technical stuff on the transmit and everything. Appreciate that greatly. So you have a good breakfast and stay dry. I ain't doing nothing outside today. Well, I don't usually do anything outside anyways, but enjoy breakfast and take care. We'll catch you later. 7-3 for now from KF4VQA. I'm going to shoot over to HF now.
Okay, Jeff. One thing, make sure that you have
Fine. I'm calling negative 4DQ. Okay, thanks, Frank. Yeah, that's negative on both of them for implant rental devices. Thanks again for that. KF4DQH, turn 3.
Alright, turn the settings back down. Mess around with the settings. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna run it without my 17. was my link. That's cool. That's cool. Alright. Overload. I don't know. I'll load it out once you put it. Maybe that's what they took that thing down. That's probably why I was acting up. Okay. Alright, let's try this. Let's try it now. Yeah. Sometimes, not all of mine. Do a good job with other mine. Open around. hell you want me to turn it down? Uh, better. Then I found out my train game. They choppy too. Like, wow, I used to play a lot of this stuff on a laptop. Now, nevertheless. Oh, now I got me the Mac. Now I gotta get the Freightliner now. Glad I did go to Washington. Now I think the engine sounds. I'm gonna try this truck 'cause I think the engine sounds may work now. I don't know. Then certain times you have to talk, you have to do a lot of stuff. Uh, yeah, it's mostly be choppier than normal. Dang, everything is so out of whack today. But that's okay. Still do what I do. Yeah. But see, at least I know that. It ain't like I don't know that. I don't need a person to tell me, oh, well, your video's choppy. I know that. I know what I'm dealing with. I don't need to be reminded. Just be happy that I decided to stream anyway. That's the way I think. Uh, let's see. How long I've been on? Find that out. Let's see. 16 point. What time? Okay, an hour and 48 minutes. Okay. I'm probably rounded at 2 hours anyway, so, yeah. Try not to overdo it. And if push comes to shove, I see 2 hours. If 2 hours look good, but you know, I turned everything down, and it's still doing what it wants to do. So I got at least 2 meters here. So I might as well put reflection scaling right back down. Filters down. Supposed to have pedestrians. Never tried. I think I tried that before. Looks like I'll be playing this game in those settings a long time. But it's what it is. Nice to be able to do a little bit better. I'm gonna have to do more investigation of these. Let's go back to 25. Quality work can be very expensive. Let's see if my what's the name. Oh, it's still talking about this too. Soon it's gonna get so choppy. Turn it down any further. Turn it down to 1,000. See what 1,000 does. Come on, OPS. So I don't know. Moving a little bit stabler. Yeah. Frame rate still jacked up on the stream. Typical. That's why I have to be creative. Beauty of a content creator. What you say? I'm a content creator anyway. That's what we call. Anytime you stream it, I mean, all whatever you do, you sort of have to, make the best of it, even if you have technicality, technical difficulties. Still, the show goes on. That's why you sort of talk in a stream. The game is like the extra part. A lot of people don't really understand that. Who is it? I like as yeah, go live. Yeah, that's all. I mean, conscious is. I mean, it's very simple. It's being yourself. That's all it is. A lot of people don't even. That's why they act. That's why a lot of times people just turn on the camera and start doing whatever. Latrice should show you that. You know what she be doing? She be creating all kinds of content. But she's silly. You know, she be just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. That's what you got to do. Sometimes I found out. Oh, come here for a minute. I found out how to put my open link up there, like to another platform. See now, this is me live. Well, you see now I just turned that on. I didn't even know that's what that was. So you can actually click on that, and it'll take you right to my other. See, I mean, I'm a household name anyway. Because if you look up crop, that's it. Let's see what it looks like now. Sometimes in Washington and Virginia, when you got all these mountains and trees and stuff, that sort of makes it a little bit more choppier too. So it's just more to be rendered. Let me be just messing around with these settings a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. All right, let me see if I can up this a little bit. Sometimes I'm gonna put it on ultra anyway. what it does. See if it gets even worse. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta eat my breakfast. That's mainly what I was doing. Uh, Fixing breakfast for the wife. I deer sausage. Got me some deer sausage. Forgot about it in the refrigerator, so I put on in. Put that on the stove. Fried it and boiled some eggs. So, nice little breakfast. I just got through eating some yogurt. I had to do a lot of body recovery because sometimes this physical work put definitely put you in a situation sometimes. And now I'm sort of trying to get into more body recovery as I get older. Got to do that. Here, my CB just came back on. That comes on off and on sometimes. I think I'm gonna go on ahead and see something. I want to see something. I'm gonna go on ahead, even though this ain't part of the stream. We're almost at the end anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So I'm gonna wipe all the mods out because I was supposed to did that anyway, just to see exactly. Um, okay, I got 64 in here now, so I'm not wiping this one because I could still use that one. So let's see. Guess I can wipe this one. The only thing I want in here with me is the just have to see what these look like. But the game itself started really slowing down a whole lot because a lot of this stuff that's added in here. That's why I said, y'all sure these folks really sure they want all 50 states? When you have all 50 states, you get all kinds of, it could be all kinds of problems. You know, you'd be spending a lot of money on PCs. You're going to be going through some PCs. You know, because as things progress, it takes more time for things to be rendered. And I've learned that, just messing around with this stuff. I've been knew it and been, it just, because even with, like, you have a lot of people who now are, if they're streaming off of GoPros, and they actually creating like a triple monitor effect, which is something that I started out with. That's mainly why you see that last video that I had posted. That's the way I used to have the setup, and I would just use the webcam, and it would showcase what I wanted to do. And I may look into a GoPro, but if I do, then I'm still definitely need to tidy up around my little rig. So not really ready for that because I like to be comfortable. Now it's taking a minute for this thing to really start up. So that's why I said the more maps, because we got half the maps already done. So at first we only had like a couple maps, couple states that were available. You had 2 or 3 maps, 2 or 3 states. Not that bad. Then when you start getting into putting more maps in, then that's when you start really seeing some stuff. That's when the reality starts setting in. And really, the game really starts showing its true colors. Okay, so I can't mess with this one. Even though I would want to seal. Okay, this is my other. So now that's just 19 mods. But once you get past all this, then the game starts. Because it just take. That's why I have all this stuff open so people can see exactly in real time what I go through trying to get the game to go up. I mean, to start up and things of that nature. So we have these two records in here. Um, Now this is the Zach edit that I got for free. Now you can put in a passenger in here. This is another step deck that I managed to get. So I'm not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use another one. Let me try this one. This one I think may need to be updated. Not me going ahead and wipe all the mods out of it because sometimes when you got stuff like this going on, so I'm gonna start wiping all this out. This one out, that one out. And I just keep my air brake one in here in this wide view. I may keep that. Oh, do have that one in there. I may use that one. I don't know because I already have the order. And this is the thing about the giant Rooter trucks. You have to make sure the order is in there. You know. Uh, all right. So now. That's at 350. I got 48, 350. Man, I got a lot of mods in here. Wow, that is interesting. So At least the I'll leave that one in there. Hmm. I did come across another mod. Got a buddy of mine that actually created within one of the groups. He gave one to us. Um, I just show you all it later. What's in the send up put the link in the not in the chat but in on the page so y'all can check it out if y'all are interested. Something so much to do. All right, let's try that. 13. This was my wife's profile that I was using. I created. I created this one a long time ago. Let's see how it does now. But normally the frame rates don't on the game doesn't have nothing to do with the internet. Actually, this could be the game itself, or I may just have to start taking out some of my mods just to see. I mean, completely. I'm gonna hate to do that because then, so we don't know. But I'm just doing an experiment on stream so y'all can kind of see, and I may I didn't want to get rid of all of them. Yes, me finishing up the event, so I got everything for that. Let's see what the tricks I have here. And still got one. More this is another thing that you have to deal with when it comes down to mod trucks. That truck isn't available anymore. Then you have to take it out. You have to. It means it becomes non-available. So it's just a truck that's just sitting there. So by default, these trucks actually show up. You can still drive them, but it still could possibly create a conflict. So. So I try to get rid of this stuff. Okay, so I don't have. So okay, there was a 362. So hopefully it's still the tech. If it's not, we will see. Okay. Let's see if it's more stable with those amount of mods compared to putting in other mods. Frame rate is still set. settings look like. And the thing about it is, you try to critique these settings, it's just hard to critique them. Because I used to be able to run on medium. Now, soon you ain't gonna be able to run no mods in a minute. Outside now. Suspension. Okay. Yeah, it look like it's gonna be like that. So. Everything is a cost. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you may have to just go and pay on it. Sometimes, especially if you're dealing with this kind of situation. So, I weigh my options, figure out which way I'm gonna go. Just Give it to a person that works in the office. I know their hands gotta be hurt. Trying to work this mouse all the time. Just imagine what I gotta do. Grab a lemon. Sharp pain in the foot. You just haven't said. Yeah, it doesn't have to do with you working your back all the time. You can sit too much, stand too much, do a little anything too much. So I know it just wasn't a coincidence that this was just happening. So that's mainly what I wanted to do. Then some would say, okay, well you may need to get another video card. A lot of times it's just best to just get another PC. In some cases, as much as you pay for video card and power supply, which is technically the main components next to the processor and the memory. After you count up the costs, technically it's more than what if you actually build it in some cases. Sometimes you can find a PC for about $1,500. But when stuff get old, then you have to spend another $1,500 on another PC. That's all. So understand that that's what you will have to deal with. And it's cramping up a little bit. I had to get me one of those ball mouses. Let's start, or use what is that called? So I can turn this Tracker R into a mouse, emulator. Yep, we're gonna bring this to a close, unfortunately. Going strong along for a while, so yeah, don't want to create more problems for myself. So but at least hopefully you enjoyed that much as I could share with you. Yeah, it could be internet issues because I just see uh, my clock isn't this behind, and it could be because I also made that adjustment too. To the, so in real time, I can actually still talk to y'all, despite what goes on in the game. So hope y'all at least appreciative of that. Try to bring as best as I can, as the content as I can. So, all right, we got a few more minutes. Kill this out. Uh, just don't have the pep like I used to. And it gets that way. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, where am I going? Yeah, I can at least get Freightliner open. Get Fort Collins. So we're gonna spawn to Fort Collins. All this stuff got it rendered. Now it looks like the frame rate has gotten a little bit better. Only because mainly within the scene render. Sometimes when you in Bakersfield, that's another place where frame rate gets kind of choppy. See, all this got to be rendered. All these cities, a lot to it. It's like back in the day. I think the last time I actually did a full map, completed a map, I think we only had California and Nevada. I got to like 80%. All of a sudden, another state came and then it like restarted me over. So that's another reason why I don't do those things anymore. And a lot of things I just try not to waste a lot of energy on. And you don't want to be like that, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so I think this is maybe where we want to be. So at least I have all my...
Let's go.
Take me there. Oh, it isn't discovered yet. Okay. So we gotta keep on driving until we discover it. Okay, great. How nice is that? Yeah, encoding still uploading. Okay, we about to be getting off here in a minute. Trying to check over my time now. fast truck. Alright, that will conclude this stream here. Enough has been done. I need to refuel myself. Alright, let's do it here. Alright. Call it a day. Catch y'all on the next video.